everyone, and welcome back. This is Angela at beginninggenealogist.com. I hope you're having a good day today. Today I want to talk about enhancing your genealogy by one simple effort: paying attention to details. Now, we use a lot of documents in our research. We look for vital records. We use the census records, which we call the engine that propels the research, particularly because you can capture data on an ancestor through many decades of their life. But how many times do you really look and analyze what you have? Many times there's the temptation to just get excited because you find information, you found your grandparents, you found your great-grandparents, and you're so excited because you found these names and you can't wait to get back to the previous census year and see if you can capture them when they were younger or to perhaps capture them with their parents. And it is an exciting feeling. I share that joy. I know that thrill of finding things. But sometimes it's important to slow down and look at the data that you have. How many of you can really think of a particular year that stands out as your favorite census year? For me, I tend to like both 1900 and 1910. In one particular year, a question is asked to women who've had children: how many live births have they had, and how many of those children are still alive? That's very important, particularly in a time when medicine had not advanced to the level that it is today. Obviously, there were not many antibiotics, so there was a high mortality rate from simple things, infections that could be treated easily today. So sometimes children died unnecessarily, but it's important to help you to construct the family. Another great thing I like about the 1900 census is that it asks individuals more information about their birth, particularly it being the month and the year of their birth. Now, it is important. One of the rules of genealogy is that ages are approximate, and that is true. Even though you may have some information that's pointing you to a year, still keep in mind that it is something that you should always record as being about 1875 or about 1882, because if you have an ancestor and if you've noted in one of those columns over to the right it says that this individual cannot read or write, it's very possible that that individual may not have had exact or accurate information about the time of their birth. But it's still great to have because at least gives you a time frame to work around, and I find that particularly useful. However, what other kinds of details can you look at? Look at the structure of the family. Have you ever found a household full of individuals and you notice that many of the children seem that, well, they appear to be stair-step children in the terms of one after the other, and then there seems to be a gap, and then there's an infant in the house. Now, the question needs to be asked: was this perhaps a loss of children? Were there perhaps miscarriages or children who died young? Or is there another reason there's a gap in the ages and then there's suddenly an infant or young children, maybe 3 years or younger in the household? Sometimes that difference in the ages is a clue for you, and that sometimes can give you a hint that the mother in the household, the wife of the head of the house, is possibly a second spouse, which again is another reason why I like looking at both 1900 and 1910, because they give you some information about their marriages as well. And in 1910 it even asks the individuals whether this is a first marriage or a subsequent marriage for either of them. And sometimes you'll see it's the first marriage for the young wife and a second marriage perhaps for a husband, which may give you a clue that some of those older children in the household might not be children that she gave birth to, even though she may have ended up raising them. Anyway, it is important. The details are there. Take a look at those columns far to the right. Pay attention to the literacy. Can the individuals enumerated read and write. Pay attention to the other pieces of data. When you have a vital record, who were the witnesses? On a death certificate, who was the informant? These will save you a lot of time and will give you more clues to the family history. Anyway, pay attention to those details and you'll find that you'll be well on your way to telling that story even better. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's it for today. See you next time. Bye-bye.